Hey trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Please remember to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Alright, so trackies, you remember me, doing a video, or if you recall, I did a video a couple days ago, highlighting Kevona Davis and the possibility of her walking away with double titles at the Big 12 Indoor Championships. Now, double titles meaning the 60 meters indoors and, of course, the 200 meters indoors, where when it comes to Big 12, she's definitely the leader there with her 22.90 seconds done at altitude. And, of course, when it comes to her 60 meters, 7.33, doesn't really register as it relates to any of the fastest times done so far this season. But something of note: one, that time was done in a heat, and two, she hasn't run the 60 meters since. So that was her only 60-meter done this season. So for me personally, when I think about Kevona Davis and what she's capable of, I know she's well capable of, going much faster than that. So, I was, saying in that video she could potentially walk away with not only the 200-meter titles for the Big 12 championships, but also the 60 meters. If, things progress how I'm hoping that they will progress for her, and I've been talking about her start, I'm like, okay, if things work, according to plan, according to what the coach claims, then yes, I would, expect Kevona Davis that it's well within her capabilities to be able to snatch that 60-meter title as well. However, track is on the back of that video, it has now come to my attention that Kevona Davis is not a part of the Big 12 championships. No, this title may say pulled out of the Big 12 championships, but I believe she was never entered, to begin with, which is shocking for me, right? No, the question mark now becomes, what is going on? What's wrong with Kevona? Is something wrong with Kevona, right? Personally, Jackies, I do not believe that there's anything wrong with Kevona Davis, as it relates to injury or anything like that. Not saying that it's not possible, right? Because again, it just takes a split second for something to go wrong, and then you have to sit out for a few weeks, hopefully not months, right? So with that said, it's a possibility that she's injured, but I do not believe she is. Why? Because I did see her a few weeks ago. She was part of this flow track training group session that was posted online, where she was working out with Julian Alfred and, of course, also Dina Asher Smith. Now, in that video, she was looked fine. She was keeping up with Julian and, of course, Dina Asher Smith, going through the drills. So as far as I'm concerned, when I take into consideration the timing of that video, and that video was done shortly before the Milrose games. And if y'all remember, Julian Alfred went to the Milrose games, and ran a 6.99 world lead. Though Dina didn't take part in the event, Julian still turned up. So with that said, Trekkies, I don't believe, based on that video, based on the timing, of course, not so long ago, that there's anything particularly wrong with Kevona. At least I'm hoping that there's nothing wrong with Kevona, and this is just something that is strategic. I've been speaking to what I've noticed a lot of athletes doing this in recent years. I don't want to say it's this year. In recent years, I've been noticing that a lot of athletes that have a opportunity to go to their national championships and possibly book a team to, whether it's a world championships or an Olympic games. I've been noticing in recent years that the focus has kind of switched away from the NCAAs to that opportunity, right? So I know I get a lot of kickback where people are like, these are still collegiate students, so they still have to, run collegiately. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. But you're hearing more and more frequently where athletes are coming out and saying, hey, the focus is, the national championships to try to make the team, right? You weren't hearing this, years gone by. But in recent years, I've definitely been hearing it more and more. And I definitely believe it's a thing. Some of you are taking long to probably realize that it is a thing, but it definitely is a thing, going forward, where some of these athletes just won't be, running every race collegiately, right? So I believe, as it stands right now, this is probably something that is strategic as it relates to what Kevona Davis can potentially do outdoors. I definitely believe she's a better outdoor performer than she is indoors. Her performances indoors don't really match up with whatever goes on with her outdoors. That's for fact. So with that said, maybe they're switching focuses to just simply outdoors, having Kevona go there and completely do phenomenal. She does, stand a chance as well when we talk about NCAAs as well, going there and doing well, potentially walking away with a double this year. She was close to the double last year, so she could potentially double this year. So maybe the focus is there, or they're like, okay, let's just not go to the Big 12. We can still go to the indoor, NCAA championships and, try our hand there kind of thing. So, again, for me personally, track is, I do believe it's something strategic, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing again what Kevona Davis has to offer the next time she steps out. She hasn't raced much this season for me, which is very impressive. And I'm liking the fact that the athletes, going forward don't seem to be as overworked as they were overworked in the past, especially when we talk about having opportunities to go further. And by further, I mean a senior championships, the world championships, the Olympic Games. And Kevona Davis is eyeing a 200-meter spot on the team to the world championships. Now, clearly, well, not world championships, sorry, Olympic Games. Well, clearly, track is, I mean, there are quite a few people that rank highly in the 100 meters for Jamaica. So I believe her better opportunity lies with the two, but that doesn't mean she won't be turning up in the one and trying her hand there as well, right? So with that said, kudos to the coaching and allowing these athletes, to go after bigger and better things for them and their future in the sport of, track and field. And of course, I'm looking forward to seeing Kevona Davis come out. And, as far as I'm concerned, I'm wondering, because the last time I did a video, I said, look here, I haven't been seeing anything change in Kevona Davis's start. So, with that said, I'm kind of wondering if, there's something secretly, happening in the background where, okay, let's start to work on your start now. We haven't been doing it. Let's start to do that. And the next time we see Kevona, maybe we're going to see something, phenomenal in that start. Not first 30. Oh my gosh, Trackies, it hasn't changed. You all know I keep weeping about the fact that all the focus doesn't seem to be going on Kevona Davis. I was hoping that this season, considering that Julian has gone pro, the focus would be Kevona. But they're still in the same training camp. Nothing has really changed, right? So me hoping to see that kind of change. Track is, my fingers are still crossed. I'm hoping that next time Kevona steps out, it will be something phenomenal. And as I said, also, track is, I do not believe that she's carrying any injuries, and I hope she's not carrying any injuries. And if she is carrying an injury, then I hope she gets over that quickly. But as I said, based on the last video I saw, I'm not expecting or thinking that this has anything to do with any injury. But you know what? Sound off in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. Maybe some of y'all have some inside info that I don't have that you can share in the comment section and let us know, okay, this is the case, XYZ, blah, blah, blah. Sure, sound off in the comment section as usual. And of course, definitely, Chuckies, don't let me have to remind you to like the videos. That's how the videos, get dispersed across YouTube. Like the video. Also, if you're not yet subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting on. Subscribe to the channel, and yeah, I will catch you in the next one. Deuces.